A house divided, the spectre of trade wars. The global economy is facing a serious threat: trade wars. These conflicts, often fueled by protectionist policies, can have devastating impacts on businesses, consumers, and the global economic order. Imagine a world where goods are scarce, prices skyrocket, and economic growth grinds to a halt. This is the potential reality of unchecked trade wars. In this interconnected world, no nation is an island. What happens in one corner of the globe has ripple effects across the world. Trade wars, with their tariffs and trade barriers, disrupt the intricate web of global trade, leading to uncertainty and instability. The stakes are high and the consequences are far-reaching. To navigate these turbulent waters, global cooperation and thoughtful policies are essential. Only through collaboration can we hope to mitigate the adverse effects of trade wars and ensure a stable global economy. Rising tensions, a global trade war. The world is witnessing a surge in protectionist sentiments. Countries driven by nationalist agendas or economic anxieties are increasingly resorting to tariffs and trade barriers. This rise in protectionism threatens the interconnected global economy, which has thrived on the principles of free trade and open markets. The ongoing trade war between the United States and China is a prime example of these rising tensions. The two economic giants have been locked in a tit-for-tat tariff battle, impacting businesses and consumers on both sides of the Pacific. As the trade war escalates, the ripple effects are felt worldwide, leading to economic uncertainty and market volatility. Factories are shutting down, workers are being laid off, and small businesses are closing their doors. Politicians are debating trade policies, and international trade agreements are being scrutinized and renegotiated. Consumers are facing higher prices, and economic analysts are predicting a potential recession if the trade war continues. The future of global trade hangs in the balance as nations grapple with the consequences of protectionism and trade wars. The US-China standoff, a case study. The US-China trade war, initiated in 2018, has escalated into a complex web of tariffs and retaliatory measures. The US has imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods, and China has responded in kind, targeting American products like soybeans and automobiles. This trade war has disrupted global supply chains, increased costs for businesses, and fueled uncertainty in the global market. Both economies have felt the strain, with growth slowing down and businesses facing the brunt of the tariffs. Efforts to negotiate a resolution have been ongoing, but the path to a stable trade relationship remains uncertain. Small businesses and farmers have been particularly hard hit, with many struggling to stay afloat amidst the economic turmoil. The international community watches closely, as the outcome of this trade war could reshape global economic dynamics for years to come. The high cost of protectionism. Tariffs, often touted as a tool to protect domestic industries, come at a cost. These taxes on imported goods raise prices for businesses and consumers, making products more expensive and less competitive. The added costs can stifle innovation and economic growth. Moreover, tariffs can disrupt global supply chains, forcing businesses to find alternative suppliers or absorb the increased costs. This can lead to job losses, reduced investments, and a decline in overall economic activity. Ultimately, protectionism can hinder global economic progress and cooperation. In a globalized world, cooperation and open markets are essential for shared prosperity. The interconnectedness of economies means that protectionist policies can have far-reaching consequences. Small businesses, in particular, can suffer as they rely on affordable imports to stay competitive. Innovation thrives in an environment where ideas and goods can flow freely across borders. Protectionism can create uncertainty in global financial markets, affecting investments and economic stability. Embracing open trade policies can lead to more robust economic growth and stronger international relationships. Section 5. The consumer's burden. Trade wars are not just about abstract economic indicators, they directly impact consumers. Tariffs on imported goods translate into higher prices for everything from clothing and electronics to food and automobiles. This increase in the cost of living can strain household budgets and reduce consumer spending. Furthermore, trade wars can limit consumer choices. With fewer imported goods available, consumers may face limited options or be forced to pay a premium for preferred products. This reduction in competition can stifle innovation and quality. Ultimately, the consumer bears the brunt of trade wars, facing higher costs and fewer choices. The ripple effects of trade wars extend beyond just prices and availability. They can also lead to job losses and economic instability, further burdening the average consumer. As companies struggle with increased costs, they may cut jobs or reduce wages, adding to the financial strain on households. In the end, the consumer is left to navigate a more challenging economic landscape with fewer resources and greater uncertainty. Section 6. A global recession. The escalating trade tensions and the spectre of a full-blown trade war have raised concerns about a potential global recession. The International Monetary Fund has warned that trade wars could shave off a significant percentage of global GDP growth, pushing the world economy into a recession. A global recession would have far-reaching consequences, leading to job losses, business closures, and a decline in living standards worldwide. The interconnected nature of the global economy means that a downturn in one region can quickly spread to others. Policymakers around the world are closely monitoring the situation, hoping to mitigate the impact and prevent a full-scale economic crisis. The ripple effects of a recession could lead to reduced consumer spending, further exacerbating the economic downturn. Governments and central banks are preparing various stimulus measures to support their economies and prevent a prolonged recession. International cooperation and coordinated efforts will be crucial in navigating through these challenging times and ensuring a stable global economy. Section 7. The long road to recovery. Recovering from the damage caused by trade wars is a long and arduous process. Even if trade disputes are resolved, the scars of protectionism can linger, hindering economic growth and cooperation for years to come. Rebuilding trust and restoring global supply chains takes time and effort. Moreover, the uncertainty generated by trade wars can have long-term impacts on investment decisions and consumer confidence. Businesses may be hesitant to invest and expand, while consumers may cut back on spending, further slowing down economic recovery. The path to recovery is complex, requiring coordinated efforts from governments, businesses, and consumers alike. Governments must implement policies that foster economic stability and growth, while businesses need to adapt to new market conditions. Innovation and resilience are key to overcoming the challenges posed by trade wars. Communities must come together to support local economies and rebuild stronger than before. With determination and collaboration, the global economy can recover and thrive once again. Section 8. A call for cooperation. The current climate of trade tensions underscores the need for cooperation and dialogue. Global leaders must work together to resolve trade disputes, reduce barriers to trade, and strengthen the rules-based multilateral trading system. Open markets and free trade have been the engines of global prosperity, and it is in everyone's interest to preserve them. Instead of resorting to protectionist measures, countries should focus on strengthening their economies through innovation, education, and investment in infrastructure. A collaborative approach, rather than a confrontational one, is essential to navigate the complexities of the global economy. By fostering mutual understanding and cooperation, we can build a more resilient and prosperous global economy for all. The path forward requires a commitment to dialogue and a willingness to find common ground. Through sustained efforts and mutual respect, nations can overcome challenges and achieve shared prosperity. The future of the global economy depends on our ability to work together and support each other in times of need. Section 9. What do you think? The issue of trade wars is complex and multifaceted. What are your thoughts on the impact of trade wars on the global economy? Share your opinions in the comments section below. For a deeper dive into how globalization impacts local economies, check out our video on Link to Another Video. Your voice matters in this crucial conversation. Let's take the time to understand and discuss.